So I Hello, welcome to episode 31 of that Raw Rowan Kids podcast. My name is Kelly, also known as Raw Rowan Kids, and you can find me on Instagram and YouTube, and pretty much it these days. This is a knitting and designing podcast from the northeast of England. Huge welcome, massive welcome, and thank you if you're returning. Thank you for coming back and seeing me again. This episode is going to be a bit of a weird one. I say that a lot, don't I? I haven't got a lot of progress in what I last showed you, but I have got new things to show you, which is kind of naughty, but also kind of because I had to do that, sort of. We will see how this goes. Give me a minute. Right, sorry. I needed to pull my trousers up a bit because my back is freezing. It is currently -2, which isn't too bad. I'm not into the cold at all this year. I'm just really not into it. Really don't want to know. Just give me some sunshine. I don't know. I'm not really into the Christmas spirit either, which is terrible when you've got a 6-year-old. And I have to do a naughty elf every night and things like this. But I'm getting there. I got some new decorations yesterday and they're now in the window, and that's made me feel a little bit better. So yeah, I'm getting there. My cough is gone, she says after coughing. It is gone. It's nowhere near like it was. I still get the odd tickle, but it's not like it was. And I do feel a lot better than I did. I've been left with a bout of vertigo after my bug. Thank you for that. So I'm a bit dizzy, but that's nothing new, is it? So today I'm drinking, I can't think what it's called. It's Digest, I think it's called. It's a, oh my God. My brain. It's I can't think of I was going to say pucker, but it's not a pucker tea. It's the other people, beginning with a T. I can't think of what they're called. And the tea bags are all in the kitchen. But it's basically peppermint and apple and some other good stuff for your digestion. I've got nothing wrong with my digestion. I just fancied a bit of peppermint tea. So there we go. That's what I'm drinking. Right, let's crack on with some knitting, eh? So, I'm going to show you what I was working on, and then I'll show you what I am working on. Now, my Veera Välimäki, I said to you last episode, that I wasn't really feeling it, and I didn't really have a lot of mojo for it, and that's not quite the same. It was because I didn't have a lot of knitting mojo, but now I've got my knitting mojo, but I'm having to work on different things, so it's actually being put on scrap yarn. And the reason for that is because I needed the same needle for another project that I had to cast on, and I couldn't find, and I've got another set, 4.5mm, which is US 7, I think. But I couldn't find it anywhere. So this ended up having to go on scrap because this one's priority because it's for the Hobbii yarn that I have to show. And let me tell you that last time. I'll get to it. I'm a bit scatterbrained today, I'm sorry. So since you last seen me, yes, it's now on scrap yarn. It will come off, it will get done. I've done one extra repeat. So I'll show you. So I do want to get going with it. I'm still not at the sleeves, but I don't think I'm too far off. You have to knit for, I think it's 10 centimetres, 10 inches, sorry. 10 inches you have to knit for. Again, I'm not entirely sure where that measurement is from, but I think it's from below the neck, I think. So I'm just going to get it to I think I might get it 10 inches from the neck and try it on and see, and then I'll do that extra. It's like 1.5 inches for the neck. But that's where I'm at. It's currently in stasis. I'm hoping to get it back on the needle soon. I'm going to order another needle, because then as soon as I order the other needle, the one that I need will turn up. So I'm going to do that, and then I can get it back on the needles and work. I have 4 jumpers. 4 jumpers. You may think I'm nuts, but I have 4 jumpers and I'd like to work them all simultaneously. I don't know what that is, but yeah, that's how I'd like to work them. That's my phone. I do apologise. I will put it onto shut up mode. Right. Okay, so that is my Old School by Veera Välimäki. I am going to be working on it. You will see it grow, I promise. The next one is my Salty Air Tea, which the last time I've seen I'd split for the sleeves, which obviously I still have. I've worked like 1 inch since you last seen me. I did put a marker in. So yeah. That's where you last see me. And that's what I've done. I just haven't had a lot of time to work on these, so I'm this far from the sleeve, so I've got a long way to go yet. But obviously all the lace and everything is done, it's just round and round and round, so on certain nights when I don't want anything taxing, I'll just pick this up and do a few rounds on it. But I love it, and I love the yarn I'm using. I should have told you what I was using for Veera Välimäki, shouldn't I? I'm using the scrap yarn. I'm using the Drops Alpaca, dark indigo I think it's called. I can never remember the name of the colour. It's really dark, lovely dark navy. So I'm using that, and it's beautiful and soft. I did say before, it kind of rubs on my tension finger, makes it sore, so I can't do a lot at a time. It was starting to hurt after that inch. So I can't do a lot at a time. So I'm trying to just do bits and bobs of it here and there, between cooking the kids' teas and things like that. So that is those two. Veera Välimäki is, I haven't got a ball with me with a label, but it's in the Hobbii Highland wool, and it's in the dark moss. I think it's dark moss, it could be deep moss, but it's definitely moss. That's what I'm using for that. Okay, so now the new stuff, right? God, we're not even 10 minutes in. Flying through. So the new stuff. Basically, I'd said... No, do you know what? I'm going to show you this one first. So, I did show you last time that I had this yarn from Hobbii. So this is Woody Tweed, and it's in the off-white colourway, which is number 1. That's blowing right out next to my face, isn't it? But it's kind of like a silvery white with like bits of blue in. It's like frosty colour. It's lovely. And it feels really nice and soft. Now, Hobbii wanted me to knit a jumper for the Keep Warm with Hobbii campaign. That's what I'm doing. So I have set days with Hobbii to post things about it, and I have to get bits of it knitted. If you remember last time, I told you I was going to try and do the Rococo. If anybody's knit the Rococo, can you tell me what yarn you used? Because I cannot get that gauge to save my life. I've tried lots of different yarns. However, I did get this yarn in the hopes of it being Aran weight. It's not. It's a DK. Hobbii kind of does it different. It doesn't say this is DK, this is Aran, this is this. It kind of just gives you like light, medium, heavy type thing. That's what I've noticed anyway. Whether I'm doing it wrong, that's a huge possibility on their website. But I thought that was Aran. It's not. It's more of a DK. So I couldn't get the Rococo gauge. I am going to try it with some Aran, and I do have some scrap Aran kicking about, and I'm going to try and get the Rococo gauge with some Aran, and then if I do, then I'll get the Aran, because I just can't seem to get the gauge for it. It's 19 stitches on 3.5mm needle. So I'm really confused. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I haven't come across that before or something. I don't know. I am confused. Anyway, I'm not doing Rococo. Again. So I really want to knit that jumper. It's driving me nuts. So instead, I've gone for Kate Davies Sarkle. Okay, so it looks good, right? Then I went to cast it on and it's bottom up. And I don't like bottom up, but I'm here now. So yeah, I probably just didn't notice that in the notes or whatever, because I don't read things properly. But here we are. So this, I haven't got very far. This is where I am. I don't like 2x2 ribbon. My tension's always a bit wonky. Sorry, I've dropped my stitches there. I need to put some stitch stoppers on the end of these. So this is where I am so far. I have to now knit 4 miles to get to my underarms, and then I can do the cool patterny bit. So I'm going to be on with that. I need to get on with that. That was why this was the same needles as the Veera Välimäki's old school, this one. And that's why I had to get this on scrap yarn, because I needed these. Because Hobbii needs me to knit with this. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm knitting the Sarkle. So far so good. I've cast on size 8, which is 258 stitches, I think. And I did long tail cast on. And my first go I got 235 stitches, so I had to pull it out. And then I did it again, but because it was so long, I'd added like a bit extra in. But then when I started casting it on again with long tail cast on, I had the tail end further away instead of close to me, so I got 236 because I was using too much of it. So I was like, oh my god. So I pulled it out again, made sure the tail was close to me, and I was like, this is the last go, otherwise I'm doing a different cast on. And then I did, I got it, and the tail was like this. I'd like pulled far too much through. So it was one extreme to the other. And then when I started knitting, I knitted 3 rows, and then realised that it said that you needed the smaller gauge needle, which I'd thought, do you know, I looked and looked. I was like, you must need a smaller gauge for the rib, and I couldn't see it anywhere. I think it's the way she writes it is a bit, she doesn't actually state a needle size. She says, this is the gauge you need. Your starting point is a 4mm, and that's it. So it's all like, use small gauge, use large gauge, use, just, yeah, I can't remember what it says, but something like that. So I just missed it. So I'd done 3 rows, and because of the cast on, it took me at least an hour. I was like, I'm not pulling it out. So I just joined in the 4mm there, because I've got to knit on a 4.5mm to get the gauge. So yeah, so it's got a little, where it hasn't flared, it's on a bigger needle for the first 3, then it goes to the small needle, now we're back to the big needle. Who's going to notice? If anyone notices that the bottom of my rib is slightly wider than the rest of it, then they're standing too close to me, aren't they? Yes. So that is Sarkle. Hopefully I'll have a lot more to show you next time on all of these. Like I say, I'm going to try and knit them simultaneously. And then my last one is, I think I mentioned this in my last podcast, but I can't quite remember, saying that I was going to be opening my advent calendars every day and wanting to do something with them, and was thinking of casting on a sea glass tea. And then I was like, but then I'd have 4 jumpers and I really shouldn't cast on, blah, 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 blah. I cast it on, didn't I? Of course I cast it on. Of course I did. So here we go. So, bearing in mind, sea glass tea, you need a yarn to do the neck in. So I had some spare West Yorkshire Spinners. This is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature. This is the Dusty Miller colourway. Which is just a silvery grey, it's lovely. I had some of this kicking about and I was like, I'm going to cast on with that. And then, right, I'll cast on with that. And then I thought, if I knit half of the first skein, like my mini skeins, with the Dusty Miller and the first mini skein that I opened, day 1, just half, and then once I get to half of that mini skein, change the Dusty Miller out for the next mini skein. So they're like half of each. So they're like, does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense. But that's what I wanted to do. Anyway, I was doing that for so long, but now they're at the same pace. They practically swap. And I think it's because Susanna, who I've done the swap with, I've done this as well. I know that we're supposed to swap 10 grams, but I know sometimes she gives me extra. And I've give her extra in some of hers as well. So I think, because sometimes it's just easier. If you've got 15 grams or something, you're not going to split off 10 and then keep 5 grams for yourself, are you? What's the point? So I think that's what might have happened, and they've basically caught up, but it's fine. So I'll show you it. So far, excuse my coughing. That is the back. So here we go. This is quite hard because the needles aren't very long. And I can't see. So we've got the Dusty Miller at the top. And then it was like this candy blue. So you can see this is where the Dusty Miller and the candy blue go together. And then, I'm sorry that you can't see my mouth while I'm doing this. And then we had a pinky yellow. So that was with the blue and the pinky yellow. And then don't ask me to remember what else I had. I've had I'm on day 13 now, so hang on. Let me get up on my notes. Oh. So, are you going to focus? So we've gone into like a yellow, and then we had a brown and a blue, and then we had a cream, and this gorgeous Stellina one, which was from Cuxton Crafts. I don't know if you can see the Stellina. It was Slowberry. So I've kind of got these thick stripes, but I'm also kind of here for it. I actually really like that the calendar is dictating what colours I'm doing. It's not up to me. And it's also, I kind of like having that responsibility taken away from me. Like, you don't have to choose the colours. Just do them in this order. So my current 2 colours is this one, which is a little Lycac mini. And then this one, I can't remember who this one is. I'm sorry. So those are the 2 going together at the minute. Once they finish, I've got these 2, which is going to be quite interesting. And then today I've just opened this one. It's kind of like a honey gold. So yeah, I'm not sure, and I don't know what's going to be with that one because obviously I have to open tomorrow's to see. So I am a little bit behind. I do need to get caught up with it. A lot of people are asking me how it knits up, if it knits up okay, because you knit, for those of you who don't know, you knit, hang on, it's focused on me. You knit, it's 1 by 1 colour work. So it's knit one colour, knit the next, back to A, back to B, back to A, back to B. You go along like that, and that's how you get this effect. And a lot of people are asking me how I'm getting on with that, but I find it quite alright. Sometimes it's awkward with your tension because you've got older one, you've got the other one wrapped, so you like kind of going like this, and it makes me kind of wish that I could do continental as well as that, and maybe it's the thing I should practice that on, but at the same time I don't want my tension to go way out of the window messing about. But it is kind of relaxing, so I'm not minding it. Someone did say to me, Katie from Songbird Handmade had said to me, what's it like? And I said, it's like this, it's 1 by 1. And then she went, I said, it's actually all right, it's soothing to do. And she said, 1 by 1 is my worst colour work. So I said, well, it's not the jumper for you then. Because the entire thing is 1 by 1 colour work. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really glad I did it because it means that I am actually using my minis, and although I'm nowhere near close to finishing the jumper, and my minis will run out before I get to the end of the jumper, I got swaps with 10 gram minis last year, and I only knitted a pair of socks with them, so I've got loads of scraps that you can't really do anything else with. Like, there's not enough there to do heels and toes or anything. It's just a tiny little ball, so I'm going to start putting them in. So it might get even more sporadic down the bottom, but it's a nice warm jumper, and I really don't mind that all the colours are mental. It's something different, isn't it? So yes, so that is where I am at. I have nothing else. I have knitted other things, but it's that old chestnut. Can't show you them. So now my camera went off, and I'm really hoping that it went off when I wandered off to find the acquisition that I've got. I really hope so. If not, I was only waffling on anyway. So this is acquisition that I got from Skein and the Stitch. She's been doing a Titan club every month. I have had one of them before, which was Tethys, which was like a greeny one. I don't think I got any of the others. I wanted to, but I think I was trying to refrain myself. But I did get, don't know how you say the name, Iapetus, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But I said the other week I'm really into my neutrals, and this popped up and I was like, oh, so this is what I got. That's better. There we go. I did actually get the Merino 4-ply 100%, which I thought I'd ordered sock, but apparently not. But I don't care. I don't know if I did or not, but I don't care because I love it. It's 100% merino. It's beautifully soft, and I can't design with this because it's a club, so she won't be doing it again. I only really design with things where you can actually replicate the exact same thing or as close to as possible. So I don't tend to design in anything that's one-off, so this is going to be just something for me. I might do a one skein shawl in it, I think. Sorry, crinkling. The only other acquisitions I've got is obviously my advents. I've been opening my advents on video shorts on YouTube, so if you're interested in those, you can go back and watch those of me opening. I just go on every day and just do a little short. They're a minute long. and it's just me opening the advent. I did win the Botanical Yarns Solstice, Winter Solstice box, which started on the 7th of December, and it's just for 14 days because it's over winter solstice. So if anyone's got this already, I've got day 7 open, so if you don't want to see, I would look away in case it's not something you want to have a look at. I don't know. But this is it. So they started off really white, but then we dropped immediately to a turquoise, bit of a darker one, darker again, and then very dark tealy turquoise. And now we've gone to like a, can't reach, now we've gone to like a spearminty type. So I'm really enjoying that. Today's was beautiful. I'll show you that one up close. But you can see these on my shorts. But yeah, I don't know if that focused or not, it's really hard to tell. But yes, they're gorgeous. So I did win that though. Just fair and square on Instagram. I just entered the Botanical Yarns competition for it on Instagram, and I was the winner. So I was very, very lucky. What was the other thing I was going to tell you? I still have my pattern advent is still carrying on. We've got 12 days to go. Today is the 13th of December, and what's the pattern today? Oh, it's the Cadwin headband, because I thought that would be quite good when you've only got like 12 days left. That's a fast knit. So you could get that knocked out, and it's quite a posh headband. But I haven't been doing all gift stuff. It's there's some stuff in there that you're never gonna get done for Christmas if you start it now. Yep. So do you know what? I didn't do what I'm wearing, did I? You've seen it before. It is freezing, and the UK, I don't know if this is happening anywhere else because I'm not very up with the news and current affairs. I don't bother, but the UK are in an energy crisis where our energy bills, electricity and gas, are sky high, and a lot of us can't afford. I can't afford to have my heating on all day. There's no way on this planet that I can afford it right now. It is costing so much money to run the heating. So we're pretty much getting wrapped up. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blankets currently on my sofa for everybody in the house to go, give us a blanket, because it's so cold, and we just can't afford to put the heating on. I've been putting it on every now and again, for like an hour here and there. But yeah, it's ridiculous. The electricity is ridiculous. We have a pay-as-you-go meter, so you top it up and use that bit, and it is constantly switching off because we keep running out because it's using so much. We're trying to switch off all the lights, switch off everything. My Christmas decorations in the window are actually battery powered because I can't afford to plug any in. So I've been getting battery powered ones. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yes, so I'm wearing a jumper. That's the whole way of telling you that it's freezing, and so I've been wearing lots of layers. This is my Chunky Dahlia jumper, which is by Lene Hom Samso. I never know if I say her name correctly, and I'm really sorry if I'm not. She's also goes by Lynette, and I love it. It's a big, chunky, baggy jumper. For size preference, I normally knit the extra large in a pattern. I'm around a 40 46 inch chest, bust, around about 45, 46, depending on what day it is, I suppose. So I normally knit the extra large. This is the biggest size in the pattern, but it is, look, this is me and this is the jumper. It's big, it's a big jumper, but I wanted it like that. So this is the biggest size. She does say about having a lot of ease. I can't remember if it's, I want to say it's a 10-inch ease, but I don't think that's right. But anyway, it says about a lot of ease. Maybe it's 7-inch ease. I don't know, I'm just making it up now. And I did go for the biggest size. You can't get, it won't knit any bigger than this. But it is big. I am here. I can't show you, it's hard, but it's big. This was knitted in West Yorkshire Spinners Retreat, which is a chunky yarn, but it's barely plied at all. It's really, that's my spray. It's really, I can't think of the word, but it's just not plied. It's not plied. It's not twisty or anything. It's just like, it's almost just like fleece. And I was worried about blocking it, never mind anything else, because I was just like, it's gonna felt. But it didn't. I was very gentle with it. However, it pills like the devil. I don't know how the devil pills, but this pills lots. I've recently picked a lot of these off. It just, yeah, and it went like that immediately. First wear, it started to pill. So just be warned of that if you're using West Yorkshire Spinners Retreat. It's really, really pilly. So that's a shame. Yeah, you can see up there, look. So I think in the new year I'm going to get a gleaner and glean those pills away. I think that's what I'll do. But that's my only downfall with it. The jumper itself, I love it. And I think I would knit it again because it was really fast and it's comfy. I just wouldn't use this yarn. I would find a different chunky. I like the halo. I don't know. Pop me some good halo type chunky yarns in the comments so that I can peruse. So I should probably do the giveaway prize, shouldn't I? Oh, it's nearly the same colour, look. Right, they are the same colour, they don't look it there. They are though. They are. They're both maple. So the competition was to tell me what your favourite thing in December was. And lots of you told me, and there were some lovely answers. My favourite thing in December is definitely the twinkly lights. It's nice to see all my family as well. Don't get me wrong here, it's lovely. But I just love walking about and seeing all the twinkly lights. It's just so pretty in December. And although I hate being cold, I do like seeing the snow and the frost on everything and the twinkly lights because that looks beautiful. I just like it from being nice and toasty warm somewhere else. But yes, so thank you for all your lovely answers. I really liked reading through them and I went through them the other day and answered everything. If I've missed any, I will have a look, but I think I answered everybody. My phone has decided to not tell me when I get a message on YouTube anymore, so I've got to keep going and looking and checking. But so if I remember rightly, the winner was getting these 2 skeins and 3 patterns of your choice from moi. So that's me in French. That's my amazing French. So I'm going to do a number generator thingamajiggy. Oh, I've got pain in my foot. So I'm going to sort this out and I'll come back because you don't want to... Oh, I've got pain in my foot. You don't want to sit there watching me faff on with my phone for 5 minutes while I find the generator. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you this. I hope you could be able to see this. Right, I'm going to press start. Sharon Kelly, who said, hope you feel better soon. Hope you feel better very soon, Kelly. My favourite thing about December is spending time with family, lots of twinkles, hearty stews and proper stodgy puddings. Take care. I remember replying to that and saying, stodgy puddings. I love a stodgy pudding. Right, Sharon, so if you can get in touch, just leave me a message and then we'll sort it out. And then I will get these sent. Now, I will give you until the next episode, which is going to be a little while because I won't be coming back until the new year. But you've got until the next episode to get in touch with me. And if I don't hear from you then I'll have to redraw because I don't want to be left with stuff for ages. So, Sharon Kelly, what a great surname. We will sort that out between us. And that is it for today. So I want you to all have a very, very wonderful Christmas and New Year. I won't see you until after the New Year now, apart from on my little morning opening my Advent things. You'll see me then. I might do something. My Christmas tree's flashing at me. Wasn't flashing before. I might do something between Christmas and New Year, but that's a big might. Otherwise it'll be in the new year. So have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and a really lovely New Year too. Whatever you do, however you celebrate, if you celebrate, even if you don't celebrate, just have a wonderful end of this year and I will see you more than likely in 2023. Wow. So take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.